Scoot Henderson's impact on Portland Trail Blazers, breaking down the pressure. Let's be honest, pressure in professional sports isn't just about money or fame. It's about expectations, and for young players trying to build a career, that weight can feel heavier than any contract. That's especially true for Scoot Henderson, who's quickly becoming the face of Portland's future, whether he asked for it or not. Back in 2017, Damian Lillard famously said that calling what NBA players experience pressure is almost disrespectful to everyday people struggling to make ends meet. And while that's a fair point, the kind of pressure Scoot deals with is very real. It's just not the kind you can see on a bank statement. It's the kind that comes from being watched, criticized, and expected to perform at a high level every single night. In today's world of social media and 24/7 coverage, every move is dissected. Miss a shot? Turn the ball over? You'll hear about it fast. And while some might say he's making millions, he should be able to handle it. The truth is, pressure isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in attention. And Scoot Henderson has had plenty of that. From the moment he was linked with Victor Wembanyama in the pre-draft buzz, Scoot was labeled as one of the most exciting prospects in years. Scouts believed he would have been the #1 overall pick in any other draft. But when Damian Lillard was traded just before training camp, the Blazers' rebuilding plan suddenly shifted, and Scoot found himself thrust into the spotlight much earlier than expected. Wearing jersey number 00 didn't make things easier. If anything, it raised the bar even higher. Now entering his third NBA season, we've seen glimpses of the electric talent that made him so coveted. But it hasn't been smooth sailing. With veterans like Jrue Holiday and Dame Lillard returning to the roster, plus rising talents like Denny Avdia and Toumani Camara, Portland no longer has the luxury of endless patience. The team is entering a critical phase, and Scoot's role in that evolution is under intense scrutiny. So here's the big question heading into the 2025-26 season. Can Scoot Henderson prove he's the right guy to lead Portland forward? The way Scoot plays is heavily dependent on having the ball in his hands. Whether he's attacking the basket, dishing to open teammates, or pushing the pace in transition, his impact is most visible when he's in control. But on nights when his shot isn't falling or his decision-making falters, his influence can swing from positive to negative in a matter of minutes. But here's where it gets controversial, and this is the part most people miss. Defense might be where Scoot truly finds his identity. While his offensive game is flashy and exciting, defense is where grit meets growth. And Scoot has all the physical tools to dominate on that end. Elite speed, incredible agility, and a build that resembles more of an NFL running back than your typical point guard. What he needs now is mental sharpness, staying disciplined in ball screens, communicating better with teammates, and maintaining focus even when he's not handling the ball. With elite defenders like Camara, Thibault, and now Jrue Holiday, arguably one of the best defensive point guards of the last decade, Scoot has a strong foundation to learn from. If he commits to improving this side of his game, he could evolve from just reacting on defense to actually setting the tone for the entire team. Player development isn't always a straight line, and Scoot is living proof of that. With each game, each mistake, and each highlight reel play, he's learning. I fully expect his offensive game to continue growing, especially with the ball in his hands. But adding consistent, high-level defense will do more than just raise his ceiling. It'll give him a solid floor, which is what separates good players from elite ones. And let's not forget, the pressure is about to ramp up again. With Lillard expected to return in the 2026-27 season, the Blazers will be making major decisions soon. How Scoot performs over the next few months could heavily influence those choices. Whether it's flashy plays or the gritty, unglamorous work of defense and leadership, every moment matters. So here's something to think about. Is Scoot Henderson really ready to be the face of the franchise? Or is Portland asking too much of him too soon? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Scoot Henderson, the most intriguing NBA rising star. Imagine a basketball prodigy, so promising that sports analysts can't help but single him out as one of the most intriguing players to watch. That's Scoot Henderson, the young guard for the Portland Trail Blazers, who has recently been making waves in the NBA community. On the Zach Lowe Show, Lowe and Howard Beck, a longtime NBA insider, spotlighted Henderson as a player who simply must be on everyone's radar for the 2025-26 season. Lowe was emphatic, declaring that Henderson was a must-pick for their list of intriguing players. But here's where it gets controversial. Beck, who has no emotional stake in the game, shared his personal insights into Henderson's character. He recounted his experience profiling the young star for Sports Illustrated a few years back, where he visited Henderson's family in suburban Atlanta. Beck was struck by Henderson's natural talent, noting his NBA-ready physique and deadly three-point shot even as a teenager. But what really sets Henderson apart is the unparalleled mentorship he's set to receive. Imagine learning the ropes from a Hall of Fame point guard like Chauncey Billups, a fellow legend in Dame Lillard, and a defensive mastermind in Jrue Holiday. It's the kind of education that could shape a young player into a true NBA superstar. Yet, as Lowe points out, Henderson's journey is far from over. For all his raw talent and potential, there's one area that needs significant improvement: his shooting. While his shooting stats showed some improvement last season, they're still not at the level required to dominate at the NBA level. But here's the part most people miss. Despite the areas for improvement, Henderson's physical prowess and speed can be game-changing. There are moments when he's so fast and powerful that he can outmaneuver even the most defensive-minded players. And the Blazers are wise to use this to their advantage, setting up decoy actions to create opportunities for Henderson to shine. Last season, Henderson averaged 12.7 points, with a notable increase in his effective field goal percentage, from 44% to 49.6%. So what do you think? Is Henderson really on track to become the next big thing in the NBA? Or is there more to this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're all ears. Scoot Henderson's make-or-break season. What to expect from the Blazers' young star? Scoot Henderson's NBA journey is anything but straightforward, and Portland Trail Blazers fans are left guessing what the future holds. In a recent episode of The Zach Lowe Show, analysts Zach Lowe and Howard Beck spotlighted the most intriguing players heading into the 2025-26 season, with Portland's point guard at the center of the conversation. "This is a must-have pick," Lowe declared, emphasizing that Henderson's talent is so critical he'd be impossible to ignore. Beck echoed the sentiment, noting the franchise's turbulent path in a roller coaster, and things haven't settled yet. With stars like Jrue Holiday and Damian Lillard injured on board, the Blazers have a unique opportunity to provide Henderson with unparalleled mentorship. Think Hall of Fame guards like Chauncey Billups, Lillard, and Holiday, each a masterclass in precision, intelligence, and game understanding. Their guidance could be the difference between a breakout season and another missed chance. But here's where it gets controversial. Can Henderson truly capitalize on this setup? The Blazers have already locked in all 15 roster spots, including a major move to secure Blake Wesley's contract. This decision signals a clear priority. Henderson will be the heartbeat of the backcourt. Yet even with the best tools, success hinges on him. His first 2 seasons have been underwhelming for a player drafted 3rd overall, a fact that raises questions. Has the team overestimated his potential? Or is this just the beginning? Things are looking up, though. Henderson's 2nd season showed progress, improved efficiency, and smarter decision-making. But the Blazers need more than a slight improvement. They need a quantum leap. If he fails to deliver, the backcourt could be in chaos, especially with Lillard's anticipated return. This season isn't just about Henderson. It's a crossroads for the franchise. They've invested heavily in him, both in draft picks and trades. And now the test begins. And this is the part most people miss. The Blazers can only do so much to set up success. The rest depends on Henderson. So, here's the question. Can a player who struggled to meet expectations become the cornerstone of a championship contending team? What would it take for the Blazers to believe in him enough to bet their future on him? We want to hear your thoughts. Agree, disagree, or or speculate? The answer could define the next chapter of this story.